and salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 favorite Cassie Mint novellas. Hello, how are you? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited to be filming today because we're going to be talking about one of my favorite novella authors, and that is Cassie Mint. Discovered her novellas because of Rachel from Rachel Reads and Sings. Rachel recommended some of her novellas around the Christmas time, and I have been obsessed ever since. Wait, if you want great recommendations, I really recommend following Rachel. I will leave her channel down below. She is fabulous. She reads so much. So much. She reads novellas, YA romances, historical romances, contemporary romances. She even reads like thrillers. Like, she is a reader, a real reader. Not being serious, she really does read so much and has the best novellas, very unique novellas from authors that maybe I wouldn't have thought to read before. So I will leave her channel down below. If you've never read a Cassie Mint novella, she is available on Kindle Unlimited. Most of her books are shorter novellas. I think she might have like 1 or 2 full-length novels, but for the most part, most of her books fall between like that 60 to 100 page range. She does a lot of series and like different themes. She has a theme called the Winter Warmers, and all of those novellas take place during like the winter season. She has a theme called the Big Boys. All of those novellas feature plus size heroes. I really like how she has like these curated novellas that can be read as standalones, but you can also like tie them all together and read them together, and they have a theme. It has over a dozen novellas on Kindle Unlimited, so if you were to discover her, you would have plenty to catch up on when it comes to her backlist. But she's also still churning out novellas left and right very consistently, so I just adore her. A lot of her novellas do have an insta-love aspect to them, which most romance novellas do because it is a shorter, condensed story. But what I love about her novellas is it isn't just insta-love. She writes some very believable, very steamy novellas. So that's just like an overview of the author. So let's go ahead and jump into my top 5 favorites. Someone the other day said my hair looks like a mushroom cap. And I mean, they weren't wrong. The first one that's my favorite is called Thin Ice. This was actually the first Cassie Mint novella I read in general, and it still remains my favorite. This is a part of her Winter Warmer series, but like I said, you can read her novellas as standalones. So this features an age gap sports romance. Our heroine is a professional ice skater, and our hero is her coach. Love is pretty forbidden because of the age gap, but also because he is her coach. She's a really talented ice skater, and he's been coaching her for years, and they've always like danced around their attraction for each other, but finally they decide to explore the attraction in this book, and it is so steamy and wonderful and perfect. All gonna be very steamy novellas, so if you don't like that, then I don't know what to tell you, but this does have a little bit of a praise kink in it, and let's just say I was blushing. I love this novella. It is perfection. Okay, my next favorite I love equally as much, and that is called Big Bet. This is a part of her Big Boy series. The heroine is a burlesque dancer, and our hero works at the same club that she works at, and he is a blackjack dealer. It does have a lot of burlesque vibes to it, and our heroine is just like this sexy, confident, vivacious heroine, and our hero is a little bit more shy. This is actually a friends to lovers novella, which is my favorite trope of all time. They've been friends for a while. She has quite a few admirers in the club, and that makes him realize like, oh my goodness, I love this girl, like I don't want her to be with anyone else, and they end up falling for each other, and it is just so sweet. What I love about this book is the mutual pining. They are both like equally obsessed with each other, but they don't want to ruin their friendship, and like when they finally get together, it is so satisfying and so wonderful, and I adore this one. The next one is Big Baker. This is the 4th in that Big Boy series that I mentioned. Both of our characters work at a really fancy hotel. Our heroine is a maid at the hotel, and our hero is like this world-renowned pastry chef. He is like the top of the class, really a master of pastry. People travel like far and wide just to get like one bite of one of his pastries. Heroine has kind of been admiring him from afar, and our hero notices that attention and leaves her little pastries and sweets in her locker. It is so cute. It's like a cinnamon roll who bakes cinnamon rolls. Just Something about that. Something about that. Both of our characters are very shy, sweet, cinnamon roll types, and I just love them together. The next one is called Clockwork, and this is part of her Winter Warmer series. So this one, our heroine is pretty young. She is looking for work, and her older brother ends up reaching out to one of his friends as a favor to allow her to be an apprentice. So she ends up taking this apprentice job, and the hero is a world-renowned clockmaker. People pay him ridiculous amounts of money to like renew and restore old historic clocks. He's made quite a business for himself, but he's very shy, very recluse, kind of like a gruff, grumpy hero. This also has a little bit of an age gap in it. Heroine is just completely enamored by him. She has no interest in like making clocks, but she stays for the apprenticeship because she is so like in love with him, and they end up forming a romance. It is pretty taboo because of the age gap aspect, plus they work together, and her brother is like his best friend. But regardless, I freaking loved this one. Next one is called Honey Trap, and this is a part of her Sweet Little Sinners series of collection of novellas. I talked about this one most recently in my some reading vlog. I talked about it in some reading vlog. Anyways, our heroine is absolutely gorgeous. She is stunning. She is beautiful. She is vivacious. Her energy, magnetic. She is that girl. She decides to use her looks and her energy to her advantage, and she makes a business for herself where she kind of like seduces powerful men to give her secrets, and she earns money by like paying off those secrets. She ends up meeting our hero because they run in the same circle of trying to tear down these powerful men. He is a private detective, and again, they just kind of work in the same circle. They always end up at the same place, and they're always watching each other from afar. He is another like stoic, gruff hero who is absolutely obsessed with our heroine. What I love about this book, again, is the mutual pining. They're both equally obsessed with each other, and I also love like he doesn't change her. Like he admires how sexy and confident she is, and he really just supports that, and that is so sexy. So sexy. All right, so that was 5, but I still have a lot more. It was so hard to narrow it down. So hard. So I'm going to give you guys an honorary mention, and my honorary mention is The Gift. This one is a part of her Winter Warmer series. It does take place around the Christmas time, but I feel like you can read it outside of the holidays. Our heroine lives in this very small, secluded town. They have this tradition where they give each other presents during the winter time, kind of like Christmas, but it's more of like a Secret Santa situation. Ends up really being interested in our hero, who is a scientist that is living on the island to do science stuff. I don't know. Anyways, he's really just visiting, but she is absolutely enamored by him, so she decides to really like shoot her shot. They've been flirting back and forth. She really wants to get his attention, but he's like this shy, soft-spoken hero. So she decides that for this gift exchange, she is going to gift herself. And I love the confidence. I love it. What I love about this novella is we have a virgin hero, which is like my favorite trope. I cannot get enough of that trope. So they're both virgins in this book, and they both explore their attraction. There's something like so shy and sweet and innocent about it, but also super steamy. Loved it. Love their romance so much. Right, I probably could talk about like 10 more of her novellas, but I'm gonna cut it here. If you would like a part 2 of me rating and reviewing every single novella that she has written so far, let me know. That will be a long video, but let me know if you want to do it. I still need to read a couple more, and then I'll film that. So what is your favorite novella author? If you guys have any recommendations, please leave them down below. I am constantly looking for novella authors. Right now, Cassie Mint is probably my favorite, but some other novella authors that I really love, if you want to check some out, are Risley Adams, Daniel Allen, and Erin McLennan. I love all of their novellas. They're all on Kindle Unlimited, so those are more authors you should check out. As always, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I will see you in my next video.